Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23 Newton Heath, episode 6. Of course, that revolving door of just trying to get better and better players to sign up for us so that we do get competitive. In the meantime, stealing any points that we can get to stay competitive so that we're in range by the time we do have the quality of players that we need to get the necessary points to survive. I mean, it's all about survival this season, and it's not, about the squad gelling. It's about getting players capable of getting the points we need. So the revolving door continues. But in the meantime, where we're at on that process, our weakest position realistically is goalkeeper. And we found Sam Kelly, but Sam Kelly is kind of a wash compared to Guthrie. But it's at least a step in the right direction. We're going to keep an eye out over the next, month or two to continue trying to find a better goalkeeper. But otherwise, the other position that's really letting us down has been defensive mid. Our next two weakest players are both defensive mids, and we don't have depth. We don't have quality. Right now, we are trying to find a new one. It's not going to be a massive upgrade, but we do have 4 candidates. We'll probably be taking 2 to 3 of them, as realistically they're going to be an upgrade over everything that we have right now in that department, maybe even all 4. Still working on scouting 3 of those, though, to see if they actually are going to be an improvement over what we have. But for one, Bragoli, he's 37, so we'll see, what he's got. But long throws is his specialty. That's can be a useful thing. Wrexham have a great player with long throws. Some of the others don't make use of that necessarily. He's good off the ball, but defensive mid, we don't need off the ball movement so much. So I worry about that distribution of attributes being not particularly helpful. Also aiming for a couple of tactical tweaks on an individual basis to get the best out of the players we have on the pitch, such as switching to a defensive midfielder on defend for Kemp, deep lying playmaker on home, so at least we have one player coming out of the back who is contributing offensively for us. Also switching from a wingback to a fullback for Nicholson, and on defend again because that's his best role. So get the most out of the player you have, as opposed to making them, forcing them to fit a cookie cutter position that they don't necessarily fit, which is also why we've switched Reese to an advanced forward. Now, at this level, and available for free, and I mentioned this about 4 episodes ago, I think, somewhere around episode 2, most all of the strikers that are available are one-trick ponies. They are very, very basic level, which means they're most suited to being poachers. I hate the poacher position. They're going to get the occasional goal, but my oh my, are they not going to help you in any way whatsoever otherwise. To really maximize a player, you need more than a poacher around. An old 4-4-2 with 2 strikers, it's okay to have a poacher there. Not in a 4-2-3-1. Not where Reese is your guy, your only option on top. For them to be a poacher there, good luck getting anything. I think the last time in real life that I saw a poacher that I liked in the system and fit was Chicharito in Manchester United way back. I mean, how long ago was that now? Almost 10 years, 8 years maybe? It's been a while since there's been a proper poacher who actually did a job. I mean, one could say that current version Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United has become a poacher because he's absolutely a one-trick pony right now. He doesn't contribute in any way, shape, or form other than throwing anybody and everybody under the bus around him, as that interview just went live for me at the time of recording yesterday. And oh my, wow. There's one word in that guy's vocabulary, and it's me. And our next opponent, Gloucestershire, they're only 1 point above us. That is 4 spots at the moment. We keep going with these long balls. Is this in my instructions? It's not supposed to be in my instruction. Yeah, passing directness is set to shorter. We shouldn't be seeing so many long balls, but it's probably the nature of the players that we have on the team at the moment that they aren't very familiar with their tactical instructions for one thing. Ebanks, nice cross there, but Reese cannot get on the end of that one. And Kemp, nice ball recovery there. Reese, if he's onside, that's looking good, but I believe, flag raised. Offside on that one. Uh-oh. Oh, Guthrie. Boy, is that even an own goal? Was that on target in the first place? Guthrie takes that one off the chest. Totally the opposite direction. Defense just cannot keep up with that, even with some better defenders. Oh, is that off the forehead or the upper shoulder? I don't know which, but ouch on that one. Really unfortunate. Both defenders had a chance to clear that one away. And low miss, great turn, and oh, are you kidding me? That's what you call unlucky, because Guthrie does the same thing and it goes in. Their keeper does that and pushes it off the post. Lomas. There you go, Lomas. Is that his first? Disappeared too fast for me to see it. I think that might have been his first goal for us, and Lomas is absolutely one of our better players. Lurking outside the box after that corner kick and scrapes that one. Hall didn't get anything on that. That was the post that it scraped off the inside of, and we reach halftime level in a game we are very much in. We've got more shots on target. XG is identical. Yeah, hey. Signs of progress, folks. It's still hit and miss. Day by day, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, this is total Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates kind of moment. But for now, we're getting a decent performance out of the squad. But again, it's individual mistakes that creep up on us from time to time because there's just so many weaknesses in the squad. Team's happy entering the second half with a little pat on the back, which we are really, really poor when it comes to motivating the team. Yates on a yellow, might not finish out the game just for safety's sake. Midgley, who kind of started the revolution as we got so close on that one. I believe that was Lomas again. Midgley kind of started the revolution of getting from our first group of players in during the preseason to finding better options and that upward trajectory in terms of players that we've been on ever since. That looked offsides for Phillips. He was 2 steps behind us as he's rocking the baby on his celebration. No flag ever raised. Let's see here. He's off. Okay, that was his teammate that was off, but Phillips did look early, and Guthrie cannot make the stop. Get one more look at it. Here's that run, and yeah, I don't know. The lines are like hovering over each other, and the team, despite the orders, continues to play the long ball all the time. Better quality players are going to be more akin to actually following team tactics as we yet again throw it away, playing a long ball, giving it away to the other team, and Phillips fortunately blasts that deep into the stands. George. Off the corner. Terrible header to no one. And they are hitting us on the counter yet again. Now Evans plays the ball in. Nicholson recovers it and gives it away, and then Yates kicks it into the back of the net. This team just implodes under any amount of pressure. They absolutely implode. That's easy ball. We give it away. Guthrie gives it away, and then Yates kicks it in. I mean, they didn't even touch that ball in the box. That was, well, okay, they did touch it once. They touched the ball once in the box, but otherwise, that was 3 plays from us. And then Hall goes and makes a brilliant save on that one. Ebanks, again with the giveaways. Wow, what a cross that was. That thing was absolutely drilled and had just the right amount of bend on it to get it back in line for the winger there. Yikes. Sams finds Kemp. But the defensive line over and over again is just booting the ball away, giving it away repeatedly. Scrapes the back corner of the net, but it was over the top, and it's been all of them in the second half. We've had, what, 2 shots? 1 shot here in the second half? That's it. We got a half. We got a half out of the squad today, but not a whole. We need to put a full performance together. We've had a couple so far this season. Yeah, look at that. We did nothing in the second half. There they go. Most of that XG coming off the 2 scoring chances, but you can see there was a lot of other XG in the meantime, and they went from, 5 shots to 16 by the end. Kemp had a decent day at least, but defense and simple mistakes. I mean, first ball Guthrie should have had. They had the exact same thing at the opposite end, and keeper got it inch perfect where ours got it inch wrong. And that was the difference. I mean, we would have been up 2-0 at half if not for that. And the game, even with a poor second half, would have finished 2-2 if we had an inch either way on those two. We had more possession. Clearly, though, the team continues to make mistakes tactically and in terms of how we want them to play. So personnel is obviously a big thing, but tactical familiarity is still really weak with the team. Our next game is against another top team in the league, so you can write off 3 points there. But then we have our first FA Cup match against lower league opposition. During the preseason, we crushed those teams, so let's see how we look on that one. Can we at least get beyond 1 round? Wow, I need to go on vacation more often. We've pulled another 3 points against Darlington, one of the better teams in the league. It was a home match, but the team did well. I mean, they had a lot of possession. Shots were almost even, and the XG absolutely favored us. Tetlow missed a penalty, and Reese finally scores in the 87th minute. We still led the way in picking up yellow cards. Actually, it was only two yellow cards. Wow, okay. Hey, 3 points for the team. That's 9 on the season. Safety's feeling a little more possible right now. I mean, we're still struggling. We are absolutely still struggling, but we are eking out points here and there. Starting to become a regular feature of our efforts is that as we're finding better and better players, other teams become interested. We offer somebody, and then suddenly 3 other teams, roughly at our level, all decide to offer them as well. So we are competing. We have lower reputation, and they are generally offering money where we're offering them to come play for free. Matodi, labeled as a center back, but also can play defensive mid, and I would probably have him in, realistically, either position, whichever one's going to give us the bigger boost. Where we have the bigger weakness, and it looks like we're going to lose him. 4-star for us right now. He's actually good enough that he's getting a call up for Zimbabwe. Said it before, saying it again, but we are continuing to progress, and the guys that were at the end of preseason, our best, already gone from the roster for the most part. I just released 4 more in Alex Wilkinson, who wasn't even in the first wave. He started the second wave, and then Drinkle, Gallimore, and Holmes, as we were wrapping up preseason, those were our best players, and they're being released from the squad now. And sure enough, Matodi goes to Dover to get paid. Nice. He's only going to make 7,000, but hey, 7,000 is 7,000 versus, playing for free versus 0 playing for an amateur side. So I get it, and that all just adds to the challenge of what we're trying to do here. Sudbury at home, FA Cup, second qualifying round. I mean, it's so early in the tournament right now. Should be comfortable, but of course we're a brand new side, amateur side. Won't be a given. Nicholson. Harrison in for Lomas. Lomas accidentally joined that release group as he was the last guy I clicked the previous time as George nearly scores. Game does that a little bit, and usually I check, I verify. That time I forgot to. I was speaking with you at the time. But he's already agreed to a new contract. Hopefully we'll get him signed back on soon as our new man. We have 2 new players inside. Eastman gets us on board first, and we lead in this one. And that happened pretty early. McWilliam, the one with the assist there, is the other new face. That's the first defensive mid that we have added in. Mutoti, of course, didn't work out, so for the moment, McWilliam is our best option. At least of our 3 weakest players, we've now upgraded 1 of those 3, as Guthrie and Kemp still play on. The new 3rd weakest player is Midgley, and left back for a while. We had more depth at left back than any other position, but things are changing rapidly at the Newton Heath institution. So yeah, 1-0, okay. Things are looking good. We're all over them at the moment. 8 shots already, half an hour played. I think we're going to need more than 1 to put this away, though. And we go very close on that one, as that one scrapes the underside of the bar and catches just enough of it to drive hard into the ground and come out. And they get their first shot of the game. And I'm pretty sure he was just about onside there. I think it was a pretty well-timed run. And good save from Guthrie. Guthrie, for a change here, makes a stop. Kemp, nice ball there. Harrison lays it off for Midgley. Midgley has some space, but he runs at the defenders instead of using the space. But eventually gets past, gets a low cross in, and Eastman gets a shot off. Tight angle. Keeper covers that well. Gave us corner, but it was a decent play. That long ball, Midgley gets there first. Throws another long ball at it, but Kemp is able to outrun the defense and get there. You know, in our other games, that's just been turnover after turnover on that type of ball. Harrison gets a piece of that one. The deflection leads to the clearance, and Harrison in possession. Yates finds Kemp. McWilliam over the top for George. George needs to do better than that. This is George, who's been our central attacking midfielder. He's a bit of a better option than Reese, or is he, as he is struggling right now. Eastman, Ebanks finds George. George lays it off for Kemp. Kemp over the top. Let's give Reese a chance here. Nice find there, and Reese, his 2nd goal of the year, finishes it off. And yes, it's 2-0. That I feel 2-0 is pretty secure against Sudbury here. I think we'll go balanced from this point forward, which is our standard anyway. Strong attacking, but we are stronger defensively, and both teams, as they're trying to attack and we negate it, the game's just kind of petering out here. Nice long ball for Ebanks. Ebanks, switch of play. Bit too long there. McWilliam again. Now we're seeing some better play out of our midfield now. Controlling possession, definitely better than before. And we're starting to see, is it just me, or are we seeing a few less long balls, or at least less ridiculous long balls? I think it's more just about the opponent not winning them. I'd already made at least one comment of that nature. Ebanks is struggling. Let's go ahead and bring on one player playing these guys on sides. Luckily, he gets a foot in there and blocks that. We were in trouble. That's a real concern going forward, but we were all over them in this match. We did not dominate in any sort of crazy way, but we do come away with a comfortable win. 17-5 on the shot attempts. XG right where we should have been with the 2 goals to 0. Realistically, they had less than half a goal worth of XG. Could have possibly come away with 1, but didn't quite deserve. I mean, most of their XG came on 1 chance. Eastman was pretty solid in his debut. Midgley Wilson had good days. Guthrie actually had a decent day for a change. lucked out a little bit here. Elliot Andrew is a signing. I don't know if he's going to be fantastic or anything like that. Might not even play him much, but he's another one of those top end of the roster guys to keep pushing that bar higher and higher. And he did get other interest. It was part of the reason why I was like, okay, let's go ahead and sign this guy. He got trial offers up front. So because we actually offered him a roster spot and they hadn't offered him money at this stage, he went ahead and took it. So we've got him signed. So for us, this is still just kind of fringe of 6th tier quality player, but it's at least something, right? So we continue to climb. Yeah, so Andrew comes in as squad's new best man right away and raises things up for us. You can see I've already trimmed things again recently, and also just signed 2 defensive mids that give us at least more than what we had. Scott Burton is one of those. You can see, technically he's okay. He's well-rounded, 34 years of age. Mentally, he's very good. Physically, he's just kind of But in a defensive mid role, that's okay. And you see that a lot in real life in lower levels. You see a lot of smarter players who aren't necessarily as gifted as others, but because of the know-how, they play a role, and they play that role well. As an indoor player myself, as somebody who just finally recently retired from the amateur game here at the age of 40, I was a center back, but playing indoor, I served that role, kind of that defensive mid. I still had some pace, better than his, but not the pace that I used to have. So as I was getting slower and slower, offensively, I'd play more in that deep playmaker type role. Defensively, center back who's, leading the defense. But anyway, Bragoli, the other signing, same thing, not as strong mentally. He's definitely further down. He might not be getting the same sort of time. But he's definitely an upgrade from Jack Holmes that we had before, and McWilliam, the other one that we signed. You can see he's not really any better. Mentally, he's a little bit stronger, and that's why he'll probably stay on. But he's hit and miss, technically, as he's got a few really weak attributes, and he's quite slow. 9 points from 9 matches, 1 spot above the relegation zone. I think it's an absolutely brilliant place to be at this point in the process. I know I'm sounding a little bit like a broken record at the moment on that, because I really expected us to be bottom of the table through the first half of the year. I truly did expect that we would be in that state, that we might have 3 to 4 points right now. And that eventually, as the season goes on, we would get more competitive and then try to escape the relegation zone by the end of the year. The fact that we are squeezing out some points here and there, already at a tick that's better, than where I expected to be. I mean, like I said, I'm about double the points that I was hoping to have by this point. So, for that front, things are going very, very well, and we're just finding that better group. So as we grow, as we develop, as we do get better as the season goes on, well, then the direction we're going should be up. I mean, our goal differential over the last 4 games is only a -1, where we were a -13 after like 5 matches. So are we suddenly a good team? No. We played some really good teams in those first matches, and we've had a bit more balanced schedule over the last few. But we've got more opportunities to score points. We're showing ourselves to be capable, and I'm getting better players. So I think realistically, things are looking good. Things are looking really good. And like I said, tactically, we're not playing for draws. We are one of just 3 teams in the league that have no draws at this point. Playing to win. Not trying to, park the bus and hang back. We want to build something, and wins are far more valuable to a team at our point in the table, at our place in the pecking order. Wins are far more valuable than draws, and we're seeing that. We've had 3 results. Southport's had 3 results, right? We're level on losses. AFC Telford has had 3 results. We're level on losses, and yet we're 2 points and 4 points ahead of those 2 teams. Kings Lynn and Alfredton have done better than us. They have much better goal differentials, and they've only lost 5 times in their 9 matches. And again, we're ahead of them. Banbury, is that the other case that really proves that point. We're level on points, and yet they are clearly a much better team. 2 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses, and yet we're still level. So playing to win so far is working out really well. Even though, our goal differential sucks and we get blown out from time to time and it absolutely doesn't work out. That last league match that we played live, we played a decent half. Had a little bit of bad luck, an inch this way, an inch that way, and it would have been 2-0 in our favor. We would have come away with a point. Instead, we lose 1-3. Second half did not go well. Putting a complete performance together is still tricky. We did it in the first match. The AI has done it in a couple of the 3 or 4 matches so far that we've sat out. The AI, let's be real here. I'm not good. I'm not good as a manager. Here is our distribution. I'm not sure I've shown you this yet. Fitness is a 5. That's the one coaching attribute that I was able to commit a few points to. Working with youngsters is a 10 because we're going to need that long term. But, we're truly awful to start. That was all part of the challenge that we're trying to set up here. People management and motivating, 3. I have determination because I know that ultimately for this playthrough to succeed, we're going to have to grow the club, primarily through facilities and youth coaching, etc. It's not about just getting stable in this lower tier. So hiring staff to do the coaching is going to be important. So the AI manager is better than I am. Quite a bit better than I am. So it's actually no surprise that the team plays even better when they're under AI management right now than it does when under my management. Typically at a playthrough, it's the other way around. It's generally the other way around 99% of the time. But we're that 1% exception because I'm truly that bad as the manager of this side. You can see in the 7 that I've played, we've won 2, but we've lost 5, and 3 and 6 otherwise. So 1-1, and that includes our little FA Cup win. So really, we're 1-5 and 2-1 for the AI. Wow. Okay. I should let the AI manage a bit more, huh? All right. Well, that is going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.